few weeks ago, I invested in one of these. It's a MagHealy, and it's still early days, but I'm already seeing really big results from it, much bigger than I ever saw with the original Healy. There are certain programs, and one in particular, that have stood out to me as being really exceptional. I'm going to be sharing with you what those are and what difference they've made in my life. As I venture further into the uncharted territory of my 50s, I've been finding that my body has started to become heavier and harder to sort of just move around and more sluggish. And especially in autumn, because I'm in the UK and autumn is grim here. You can almost touch the sky. It's just full of cloud. And I just thought this was what aging was all about. And this is what life would be like as I got older. But when I started using the MagHealy, literally after a few days, that all lifted, and I found myself spontaneously doing things like running when I was going to pick up my son from school or going to a shop or something like that. There was just so much lightness and much more energy in my body. And it lasted a couple of days and then it passed. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it was just a coincidence. Or maybe it was the MagHealy and it was one particular program I was running. Because when I got it, I did what everybody does. I just dived in and did programs randomly because they sounded interesting. And so I thought, okay, and I carried on using it. But eventually, I sort of came upon a program which I must have run in those early days and ran it again. And the same thing happened again. But this time I started running that program every day and it was really sustained. And the program was body comfort. And it's almost as if for me, running body comfort every day really lightens my whole body and gives me a whole load of energy. For other people it might be different things, although I did hear from another person that running body comfort when they have pain makes the pain go away as well. And I run it alongside, so on the regular Healy, I run the rebalance program at the same time from the power of 3. Now the body comfort program is supposed to relieve inflammation of the spine. And I hadn't thought of that as a cause for my sluggishness, but it does sort of make sense. So that was a real success for me in terms of using the MagHealy. There are some other programs that I really find useful as well. So I still have a tendency, I mean the Healy helped me to reduce this actually, but I have a tendency to sort of be disturbed in the night, and it's through very subtle stomach discomfort, very subtle sort of digestive unpleasantness. So, in the waking life I wouldn't even notice it, but at night time when I'm trying to go back to sleep, it keeps me awake. And I think I'm pretty sure now, because I've been doing it a few nights, if I run the digestion program in the evening on the MagHealy, along with the Digest All program in the deep cycle of the Healy, on those nights, so far anyway, on those nights that I've run those two programs together during the daytime, I didn't wake up in the night or I didn't stay awake in the night due to digestive discomfort. So that's another big win for me. So this is already really good. And then there are a couple of programs I run in conjunction. These are the actual recommended ones to start off with on the MagHealy program cycle. And they are the Brain Harmony program, which I run early in the day, and the Vagus Harmony program, which I run just before going to bed at night. So the Vagus program in particular takes you out of fight and flight mode and moves you into the rest and digest phase, which is really helpful. And I really like running that at night, and I run it along with usually the bed rest program in the sleep programs in the Healy as well, because that has a very similar intention to it. Although I have heard that the inner strength program in mental balance on the Healy is also a really good one to do at the same time as running the Vagus Harmony program on the MagHealy. How do I know which programs on the Healy to run with the MagHealy programs? Well, I came across one video, which is by far the best video I've seen on the MagHealy, by the great Chad Fisher. You know, everything I've seen from him is really spot on a lot of the time and extremely practically useful. He did a video which I'll link to in the YouTube description of this video, where he talked about ways of using the Healy and the MagHealy together, and which programs he's found from his personal practice with his clients have been most successful and have had the best results running them together. All the programs I've mentioned are in the McMakin group, but there are so many programs in that group and the other groups as well, which I'd really like to try. The problem is they advise you to use only 3 programs a day. And I wondered why that was. I wondered why there was a reason not to run more than 3. I thought maybe you'd get overloaded with frequencies, or there'll be too much of a range of unrelated frequencies and the body wouldn't be able to make any sense of it. So I wrote to Healy Support and I asked them why. And they just said that it was so that you can perfectly describe the results of any program. And personally, I didn't think that was a brilliant reason, because I'd rather have the benefits of more programs. And anyway, I don't find that I'm able to perfectly describe any program, even if I do run only 3 a day. So I thought a good thing that I might try to do is to get the body used to running 3 a day, maybe the same 3 every day, the brain harmony, body comfort, and vagus, and probably digestion as well, make it 4 in the McMakin group. And when my body's used to that, maybe add in an extra one and then an extra one, so that I'm getting more of the benefits of more of the programs, and it'll be easier to understand exactly what's going on with each one and what changes happen when I add a new one in. It might get a bit complicated trying to put too many programs in a day, so I might occasionally have to drop one as well. And I also know that if I'm going to use so many programs in a day, I'm going to have to take a lot of water with that to stay hydrated and to be able to make the best use of the frequencies. Personally, I use hydrogen water. So I have a bottle that puts hydrogen into the water that I use, and I find that's really helpful as well. I'll put a link in the YouTube description of this video to in case you want to find out more information about that and how you could have hydrogen water as well. And I will do a video at some point about getting started with the MagHealy, and some of the basic questions answered. When I find those answers myself, then I'll make a video and share them. Or it might be nice if one of you, who's maybe a bit more experienced of using the MagHealy and has a good understanding of it, would like to come on the podcast and answer a few questions about the basics of getting started with the MagHealy and how to use it. I think that would be really useful. Please feel free to get in touch about that or anything else at the email address that should be coming on the screen about now. At Heartful Healing, we also use energy healing to help our clients achieve their goals. Here's one example.
I had a very severe back pain 3 months ago, and I was bedridden for quite a very long time. I used to scream, cry out of pain. With the second session, it was completely gone. Even with a painkiller, I didn't have such relief.